Okay, hi there students. Here we have another CPE writing. It's the question where you need to summarize two texts. Write an essay summarizing and evaluating the key points from both texts. Use your own words throughout as far as possible and include your own ideas in your answers. Write your answer in 240 to 280 words. Okay, first text. Punishment is counterproductive in children. Research shows that punishing children creates more misbehaviour. Punishment makes them angry and defensive. It causes the release of adrenalin and other fight, flight or freeze hormones and turns off the reasoning cooperative responses. Children quickly forget the bad behaviour that led to their punishment, while they process its emotional consequences. If they learn anything, it is to lie and avoid getting caught. Punishment disconnects us from our children, so we have less influence on them. It even lowers IQ, since children who do not feel safe and secure are not free to learn. Quite simply, punishment teaches all the wrong lessons. Parental responsibility. Parents have the responsibility to teach moral and ethical values to their children, so as to benefit them as well as society in general. From a very early age, children clearly know what they want, and it is not always what is good for them. It is up to the parents to correct behaviour, and punishment is an effective tool to accomplish this. After all, adults who have broken the law must accept punishment, and if those adults had been effectively punished as children, they might not have committed their crime. Children, therefore, need to be taught that misbehaviour leads to unpleasant consequences, a lesson that will teach them the difference between right and wrong. Punishment. This essay was written by Roland Simon. Children revel in misbehaving, and they tend to push the envelope, which begs the question how adults should rectify these bad behavioural patterns. I think we probably want to make this into a question form. Begs the question, how should adults rectify these bad behavioural patterns? Whether punishment is acceptable or not is open to, we normally say open to debate, not open to a debate. Something is open to debate. The author of the first text expresses his or her bitter concern over any kind of reprimand. So his and her, not wrong, but naturally as a native I would put their. The author of the first text expresses their bitter concern. In the dim and distant past, oral and corporeal penance were part and parcel of daily teaching. Corporeal, I think I would rather have corporal penance, as in corporal punishment. Okay, yeah, corporal penance. Slaps, nail beating, and kneeling. So and kneeling, slaps, nail beating, and kneeling were prevalent. Principal's attitude towards these abusive cases was an outrageous, deafening silence. Okay, so Principal's attitudes because they're plural. Okay, I would say headmasters, because also headmaster, it makes it clear. Yeah, I guess principals. Principals' attitudes towards these abusive cases was an outrageously deafening silence. I like this adverb, adjective, noun, looks very good. And I also like this semicolon. Okay. Not only does physical punishment cause the victim a detrimental effect in their studying, but it also plants the seeds of negative feelings in their minds. So, not only does subject cause, good, well done, I would say cause the victim a detrimental effects. Cause, do it the other way around. Cause detrimental effects in the victim. No, a detrimental effect in their studying. I've got this wrong. So let me go back. Cause detrimental effects. A detrimental effects, firstly, in their study or in their studies. Okay, so not cause. So not only does physical punishment have a detrimental effect on the studies, so on the studies of the victim, but it also plants the seeds of negative feelings in their minds. The word punishment conjures up an image of a strict teacher who is towering over their students. His voice is suffused with intimidation. So be careful of a strict teacher towering over. And they use, so his and his, or I would go there. Okay, the word punishment conjures up an image of a strict teacher who is towering over their students. Their voice is suffused with intimidation, and they use the stick and carrot of ancient teaching method. So, and they use the ancient teaching method of stick and carrot. They use the ancient teaching method of stick and carrot in every lesson to indoctrinate children. You've tried it again. You're going to get this right sooner or later. Such widespread the human rights movements are. Okay. So firstly, widespread is an adjective. Such needs to go with nouns. So widespread are the human rights movements. You're going to get this sooner or later, yeah? Such a widespread movement, or such a widespread movement is the human rights movement that. So widespread are the human rights movements, because it's just such a widespread movement, or such a widespread movement is the human rights movement. That the role of these stereotypical or authoritative figures fate, that the role has been sealed. Okay. Role and fate. No. So that the fate of these stereotypical authority figures has been sealed. So widespread are the human rights movements that the fate of these stereotypical authority figures has been sealed. Nowadays, parents and teachers are advised to steer clear of severe physical and verbal punishment. Otherwise, a criminal report must be made. Okay, a criminal report must be, let's use a better word, filed. Yeah, a criminal report must be filed. A criminal complaint, a criminal accusation must be filed. Suffice it to say that punishment is an anachronistic way of teaching. I feel that it is high time we let bygones be bygones. The writer of the second passage highlights the beneficial side of comeuppance. I quite like comeuppance. Parents should be held responsible for moulding their children's character. Laying a finger on a child is utterly unacceptable. If it would come about, it will definitely involve criminal investigation. Laying a finger on a child is utterly unacceptable. And if it comes about, or if it should come about, I'm going to put, we want to make this, if it should come about, it will definitely involve, let's try this word, entail a criminal investigation. So knowledgeable children, and the other way this time, so knowledgeable are children about their rights. So knowledgeable are children about their rights in this day and age that the vast majority of adults, let's put it, only make a puny attempt to punish them. Be that as it may, they often cross the line. Honestly speaking, well-behaved children are few and far between. If children were told off for playing football among the flowers, next time they would give the garden a wide berth. I like that. If children generally are punished, okay, so the children, specific ones, if children generally are punished for their wrongdoing, they will realize what they are doing wrong. In conclusion, I believe that children should be castigated if they do something bad on a certain extent. In conclusion, so this on a certain extent, no. Okay, so let's take that out and put it in earlier. I believe to a certain extent. Notice to a certain extent. I believe to a certain extent, because this to a certain extent it's an adverbial phrase modifying believe. Okay, I believe to a certain extent that children should be castigated if they do something bad. Otherwise, how will they learn what is good and bad? However, you should bear in mind that causing any physical or mental pain is illegal. There are other more constructing teaching methods. There are other more constructive teaching methods, no 2 R's, available for adults. Okay, what do I say? The essay is quite good. I quite like it. It's definitely a pass. Okay, so you've answered the question really quite nicely. I think I'm going to give you something like a 4 on answering the question. The vocabulary is great, and I think 4.5 on the vocabulary. The cohesion is much better. You've used several semicolons. I'm still looking for a few howevers, additionallys, some linker words, but that's not too important. I think cohesion and how cohesive is it, I think maybe 4 out of 5. Okay, you've used some good patterns, some good grammar patterns, be that as it may, but you're still getting this so adjective a noun, such a noun. Okay, so adjective a noun is such a long way is it to the bank. So many are the people trying to applying for this job. Yeah. Okay, you will get it right. Keep trying at it and you'll get it. Okay. Also, I was a little worried you had some problems putting your conditionals together in several places, and that rather worries me. I think maybe 3 on grammatical correctness. Yeah, you need to get your tenses right. I think 3 would be okay for that. Yeah, what else can I say? Okay, I think it's a good essay. I think I want to give it 6.5, 7. I think it's a B at level C2. Yeah. Okay. Maybe a B minus, B minus, B. I'm going to give it a B. You need to be able to get this such inversion right. Try writing a few sentences with it and see if you can get those right. And you need to look at your modals, your conditionals a bit, because they're a bit dodgy in this. You've done quite nicely also with your definite and indefinite articles. It's become much less of a problem for you. So anyway, enough. Thank you for writing it. If you enjoyed the video, give it a rating, subscribe to my channel, and I'll see you soon. Bye for now.